On some level, you know it's critical that your values are aligned with your career satisfaction, but it's easy to let them drift into the background. Today, we're going to have a conversation with my friend Rhonda, and we're going to put those values front and center. Hey, Helen Horiza here, ready to give you information and strategies to help you make an effective career choice or career change. On this channel, you'll learn about the Elevate career cycle, the Elevations career assessment, strategies and techniques to help you reach the most satisfying career possible. If you're new here, subscribe. Now let's get on to the video. Rhonda, welcome. I'm so happy to have you here.
Thank you, Helen. It's great to be here.
And so happy to talk about career satisfaction and values because it's so important. Let's just get started by talking a little. Would you just tell us a little bit about what you do for a living?
Sure. So I'm an owner of a health insurance agency here in Granite Bay, and my career started 18 years ago when I was offered the position as an employee benefits broker at a life insurance company. And so from there, they gave me basically an empty filing cabinet, a phone, and a list of health insurance or life insurance agents to go talk to. And yeah, so from there, I've developed great relationships and a wealth of trusted advisors. And everything that I've learned and stubbed my toes along the way has brought me to where I own my own agency now.
Awesome. And so we're going to talk a little bit about your values today. And you took the Elevations career assessment, and I asked you to focus specifically on your values. And so I know you've done that. Tell us, what are some of the ones that are most important to you?
Yeah, so the most important values that came up were balance, collaboration, connection, and helping others. And I really feel like those are true to my core values.
And when you make choices about which way you want to go, or you hit a really important decision, how do your values play into those choices?
Yeah, good question. So the balance is really important to me. And I have to admit, I didn't really have that in the beginning of my career. That was something that I had to develop. And so early on, I was probably working more than I should. And so the work-life balance and remembering to do stuff for myself, that came later. And I'm really glad that I found it. So that is number one. Number two, the collaboration, talking with my clients, having strategic meetings, talking with the carriers, everybody, my trusted advisors, that collaboration is really what I do best. And so that was my number two. And then connection, having the connections with my trusted advisors, with my clients, developing all of those relationships is really important because now, not only does it fill my cup, but it also allows me to connect people with each other. So, I can connect clients with other clients, and that just feels really good. And helping others is what happens along the way.
You just read my mind. Everything that you're talking about, while your values are making you happy and are improving the quality of your life, you're always thinking about the people you're serving as well. And that's really a cool combination. How do you keep your values front and center? How do you remember what they are?
Yeah. Well, I have to say they're definitely there in my subconscious. So they're always there. But when I feel a little off track, typically what I'll do is journal. I'll start writing things down and getting it out. And then when I reflect back, I can look back months, and see how I've stayed true to myself or how I've grown.
Mm-hmm. And you've been through some pretty big challenges in the last, let's say, 3 to 5 years. Do you feel like your values have given you strength, and how so?
Absolutely. Yeah. What they've done is they've really helped me look inward. And just like Desiree was saying, the crossroads that you face when you're approaching a challenge, it really is a good time to stop and reflect and look inward. And so I've done that in these last few years, and that's where I believe my balance has now become stronger.
Right. So it's given you character, it's given you insight, and it makes you more happy in the work that you do on a daily basis, right?
Right.
And so let's think about the home front. I know it's really important to you that you're a mom. Do your kids know what your values are? And do you talk about your values with your kids?
I do. Do they know what they are? I would like to hope so, but not always. But yes, they do. And it's cute because I was talking with my son about values the other day, and and explaining how I feel about mine. And he gets some of it, but at the end, he said, "Yeah, Mom, I love it. I love it when you help me, you know." So helping others is something in our house. And really, I can see the work that I've done and in talking with them openly and authentic conversations and just being playful throughout our day, they are receiving a lot of my character and traits and values. And I see them wanting to help others a lot at school, in our family. They're always being thoughtful of others. So I believe they know what they are, and they're developing their own as well. But I would hope that some of mine trickle in with them.
Right, absolutely. And so, if you had advice, and knowing that we've got folks who are probably still in high school, we've got folks who are in their 20s trying to figure out what's next, we've got folks in mid career, and we've got folks who probably have retired. You think about that whole arc of who might be watching right now, and what advice would you have for them as it relates to them really getting clear about their values?
Yeah, well, first of all, I would recommend taking your assessment, because your assessment, the elevation assessment, is spot on for me.
Thanks.
And honestly, it really showed where my pitfalls are if I'm out of balance, that I will burn out in my position. I might be happy now, but if I continued like I did 5, 10 years ago, I would never be able to sustain. So knowing that that balance is so important will help get me through my career stress-free, and still doing work that satisfies me. And so I would say take the test and then look inward, talk with your peers, and follow your dreams. You know, do what makes you happy.
Right. The word resilience is showing in your face and in your story and in our time together. I just have had the privilege of watching you grow into a person who's truly confident and knows who she is and what she wants. And that's totally what I want for everybody watching right now. I really want to thank you for taking the time to talk with me, to share your life, and especially the parts of your personal and professional life that can inform decisions that people are watching right now need to make.
Thank you, Helen.
It's so important. Don't let your values drift into the background. You have to put them front and center every day.